What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to talk about a feature I really do think Motorfest needs. Now, it's probably not going to be a feature. It's more of going to be something everybody probably wants at this point. I mean, let's be honest, guys. We're 8 months into the game now, so everybody probably wants some slight communication somewhere on like things that are being fixed or different things that are most likely coming out, instead of only releasing things about like the summits or like photos from the game itself. Not being that guy here, guys, when looking at the Twitter of the Motorfest account, I'm kind of wondering, like, where's the real communication? I feel like a lot of that's going to be, like, copy and paste and stuff like, oh, everybody, get ready for the festival this week. We have the brand new summit, and then they show, like, the car or something like that, and they're like, get in there and get good, or get ready for this summit and have a great time with it. Then the other side of that, they show, like, some photos from the game, and they're like, who can send the best photos of the sunset? Like, I get it. It's kind of dope, and it's going to be a way for the community to interact a bit. But here's my thing about that, guys. Can they actually do something a bit differently that can follow something like Snowrunner and also like something like Need for Speed Unbound? I will show a few photos here on the screen of this, but a quick example of this, though, is when looking at the Twitter on Snowrunner, guys, you're probably going to notice a post here on April 29th. It is going to say your monthly community update is here. You can actually click on that said link and go through what they're actually looking at fixing in it. For example, it's going to say in the new Season 13 update, there's going to be like a few things being fixed, new vehicles being added. And then the other thing is updates and improvements to come. We are currently working on like a co-op issue, and a fix is already on the way. We also have like compatible wheels, and there's going to be stability fixes, physics improvements. Like, can you guys imagine if something like Motorfest had a similar thing? Like, for example, let's just say there is going to be an issue with the PS4 crashing, or there's going to be a weird bug going on in the game. Maybe they can actually give us a monthly update on it. Or the other way I was thinking of that they could also do in this situation is to most likely pop out once in a while and go, hey guys, we are aware that we're having issues in this area. We also need to make an improvement here. We are going to let you know how the progress is going. That way we can keep everybody informed. And if you are having issues, let us know in the comments. That way we can look into it. Instead, they're basically just going to be posting summits and stuff like that, like get ready for the sunset. It's like, no, bro, I'm trying to play the game and it's crashing. I can't even get ready to load it. Like, that's kind of a problem, man. They probably should be a bit more interactive with that stuff. I really do give these SnowRunner developers or like Saber Interactive a lot of credit on that stuff. And even when I was playing SnowRunner, which funnily enough, I still played a good amount. I like the game. I do know it's going to be a mile different than something like Motorfest or like Need for Speed, but there is just something special about SnowRunner, and I also love the way that community is. On top of that, guys, we have a developing team that's still making content for it, and they are also going to be a lot more interactive with the game and also way more interactive with their said fan base, which I honestly think every game honestly needs. Is so dang bad at this point. The other thing I did want to mention, by the way, guys, is looking at another game that's also doing this. Now, I do understand this game gets some hate, and they're also probably getting a lot of mixed opinions on the game, which is going to be Need for Speed Unbound. Now, hear me out for a quick second, though, guys. Like, I do know a lot of players are going to go, well, wait a second, Block, Need for Speed Unbound ain't that good. It doesn't really matter. That could be true in some ways. To be honest, I'm a bigger fan of Need for Speed Heat, which I'll break on that in a different video. The reason why I did want to mention Need for Speed Unbound is they are also doing this better than Motorfest. Looking at the Twitter right now, guys, they actually give you a few small posts like, we're making a few updates to the Unbound's catch-up packs, letting everybody know in a blog post. Scrolling down, they're also letting you know about the events or like a feedback for like the PvP playlist and stuff like that. At least they're giving you a small update of what's going on in the game, and also what is probably going to be looked at by basically everybody that is playing it. And you know what's funny about this, though, is I do know other YouTubers were also talking about this. For example, guys, we are seeing issues going on in Motorfest. It's probably going to be fairly obvious at this point. And you're going to be looking at that going, oh, yeah, so this is a problem. Can you guys look into this? Like, we need more PvP events and stuff like that. And then we see, like, a small post on Twitter like, oh, what are we getting here? Don't forget, guys, always get those photos in the sunset. Like, I get it. It is dope. I actually like those small interactions. Even Snowrunner and Unbound is doing the same exact thing. But the biggest difference with those games is they're actually giving you smaller updates here and there, even if it's just once a month or even once every few months. At least it is going to give you some type of idea of what they're actually working on or the things they are aware of, which I really do feel like, guys, if you are really trying to make an amazing community in Motorfest, pretty much talking to the devs right now, this is the best way to do it, man. Like, I'm not kidding. If you guys really do want to get a great community built here, all you have to do is this one thing. Not even kidding. Communication is legit key here. All you have to do is talk to the community going, oh, guys, we are aware of what's going on. We know a few things here with, like, the PS4 crashing, looking into it. We are aware of like the issue with the summit, or we know what's going on in this small glitch in this event. We also do want to add some like quality of life improvements to make the game run smoother. We are aware that the game's crashing a bit when going after a lot of affixes stats. I personally have experienced that on PS5 a good amount, depending on the class at least. So at least we are aware that they do know these are an issue. A lot of players would go, dope, I'm glad they're looking into it. It's also going to give a player base a big like sense of hope in the game that they do know these issues are a thing, instead of having some of these exact same bugs and problems going on, what, 8 months later. Guys, I feel like the biggest thing here is just getting the community together. I do know a lot of people might come by and go, well, Block, why are you complaining, bro? Man, look, the biggest thing here is we got to get the community together and actually have everyone interacting together, including the actual dev team. That way everyone knows what is going on, pretty much being on like the same page. Like, I don't even play Snowrunner that much, guys. Now, funny thing is I'm getting back into it a bit more, and I have been looking at the Twitter posts going over, okay, that's being fixed. And oh, another thing that I also did see on there, someone was mentioning something in a post about the game stuttering, or are you guys looking into the stuttering issue? Funny thing is, I went into that blog post about the entire like update coming out for Season 13 in there, and it actually mentioned something about going over stability improvements in the game itself, which I would guess is probably going to have to do with the stuttering issues players are experiencing in it. Like, guys, it's going to be these small things here that really does bring an entire community together, and I would almost guarantee everybody is going to agree here, like we kind of have been in the dark. Looking at their Twitter, guys, it is a bit concerning. Like, I don't think we've had a single post about this stuff. Even looking on Instagram, it's going to be a new car coming out, a new summit. It's going to show a piece of like the new summit to like a link to it. Then on the other side of that, you're also going to see something like the Elite Bundle being shown that's coming out in that season. Then you also see like the Season 3 trailer. Then you also see something like the Forsberg month coming out, which is dope. Like, I am glad they're sharing like the trailers and stuff like that. But can we also get like a single post, even if it's just once a season, going over like the improvements they are working on, the issues they are aware of, and what's most likely coming up in that next season? That would most likely make the player base so much happier, because that way at least everybody is aware of what they're most likely working on or what they're going to be patching in it. And I just feel like everybody is like, yes, please do it. Don't stop with the trailers or like the Elite Bundle post, but please give us more posts about the improvements and stuff like that that's coming out. Interact with the community a bit more. Not only is the game going to grow way more than it is, I feel like everybody is going to greatly appreciate that so much it's not even funny. Besides all that though, guys, I would like to know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Would you also like to see something like this in Motorfest, to where it is mirroring something like Snowrunner and Unbound? I would almost guarantee that the biggest thing here is just more communication.